Let's just say it's a good thing he doesn't remember this soul-shredding business and leave it at that. Now there's a rough punishment. Are the gods any less important because we created them? No, then I guess we'd have to seek those things from people. I spent a long time looking for a miraculous solution. But you can't undo the past any more than you can unspill a glass of wine. All you can do is move forward and try for better. And that's the hard part, isn't it? It's easy to close your eyes and pray to a god. Harder to open them and look into the face of someone you've hurt. Or someone who's hurt you. If what we're saying is true, people made the gods because they needed forgiveness, guidance, grace. Things we're not so good at offering one another. For the first time in decades, I feel whole. And it was the power of a god that made me so. Easier to endure when you at least know what you're up against. Last I checked, the Ingwithans didn't make you a god. You want to tell me you don't have any regrets of your own? Then you haven't been looking hard enough. I know what I am, and it's the searching that got me there. What a pity. You must not think much of people if you feel like we're all so hopeless. Can't help but feel sorry for him. To live so long without a fresh start, with no chance to wonder what's around the corner. That's rough. Still, if anyone deserves it, that even a man like Theos should have a second chance, well, that gives me hope for the rest of us. Dibs! On all of it! Did anyone bring a ladder? I worked for a family like this. Threw great parties. But the daggers were out by the third bottle of wine. I was an ambassador's bodyguard once. The man had more trouble with pork knuckles than assassins, though. I don't suppose you could make a few bridges the same way, See, this is why I left the white that wins. I usually like surprises. I don't think I'm gonna like this one. Ships, sailors, and strong drink. I love the docks. There's a first time for everything. And a last. That smell's never washing off. He made his choice when he was of sound mind. He's not himself anymore. Better to finish the ritual and release him back to the wheel. He's right about that much. What? After all that, what about everything you said? About trusting Andra, surrendering your memories to her. I was never big on doctrine, but there ought to be something round here to help us. It wouldn't be much of an abbey without stacks of old books. It's funny. I remember feeling bad, but I don't remember why. It's like having scars for wounds you don't remember. I used to think so. But turning your back on something doesn't make it go away. I've been wanting that for most of my life now. Just makes it easier for someone to stick a knife in your spine. But sometimes I worry the forgetting'll change more than I mean. Or worse, it won't change anything. As long as they don't reopen one day, I can live with that. Believe me, I wanted to let it go. But that would have been spitting in the faces of the people I wronged. The part that spent every waking hour obsessed with old history, perhaps. What I lost was a burden, and one that bent me over for years. I'd rather remember it than do it again. A clean slate for us and the world. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. When I became a gift-bearer, I never figured it'd be my own corpse I left in Andra's depths. Still, it'll be good to do something I don't regret. You're a brave soul. Wish I'd met you sooner. Let me do this. I've spent so long regretting my choices. It would be good to balance the scales. Can't we throw you in the salt well for a bit? She makes a good point. No better friend than one sharing good drugs. Anyone ever tell you that you have the best accent? Scenic marches and campfire feasts, like the good old days on the Valian front. You got any memories like that, Adair? Nice thing about mercenary work is you can always quit. Come on, say it one more time. Please? The rot gut and cannon blasts knocked most of them out of my head. Those were good days. Little coastal town. Definitely no cannons or rot gut there. I come to find there's no ambush. The troops were arguing over the bounty. Adair, you were a military man. Ever consider making a career of it? Well, at least it would get you out of the deerwood. Why, wait. Are you flirting with me? And I've always preferred women. You haven't seen them in what, 5 years? You must be eager to get home. Has it been that long? Palagina, I've kneecapped people who were nicer to me than these brothers of yours. Any merc company would execute half its foot soldiers to have you. And then you hit your own father? Yeah, but you're the same person. I see your point. When do you think you'll venture out again? And then you'll embark on another journey, like this one. Wow. so it doesn't even bother you that most of your people died. And the remaining few were enslaved? You've got to tell me how you do it. Now you want me to be that friend? I can't help you with women, Kana. Maybe just point her out next time you see her. You all sure have a lot of traditions. I'll say, it's kept you going for 5 years. I'm gonna look at this thing over here. You've come a long way to find someone who's been dead so long. You think Persock will remember you? Ever think he's happier not knowing? Never seen it. That was after my time. Yeah, and not just in Rawatai. It is if you pay in silver. I paid in steel. I traded a very nice dagger for it. What kind of bloodthirsty lunatic do you think I am? So, if our watcher hadn't come along, you would have let those drunks carve you a new nose. When trouble boils over, it's boots or blade, Aloth. Andras Tides, Durance, you crack me up. Oh, tell me the one about Magrin again. I love that joke. You go digging through fire, you're gonna get burned. You still upset about building a god-killing bomb? How do you make your face get so red? Carrick, you remind me of an old lover of mine. It's your hands. Oh, Esma's were lovely, but always so cold. Killed the mood, if you know what I mean. Ever think you'd be happier if you put the destruction of your village behind you? Maybe that's what's driving you crazy. Your tribe cast you out? The Autumn Stelgar sounds like a real boon. They were probably jealous. I've met a few of your kind, but you're nothing like I expected. I was talking about you being a follower of Gallowayne. I was talking about you being a follower of WoW. Can't understand why everyone else is bundled up. It gets hot as soon as the sun rises. Say, I don't suppose you've seen any mysterious old buildings in the mountains lately, have you? You still going to the Abbey, right? Why don't I come with you? This place doesn't smell like fish anymore. Probably means I do, huh? You won't regret it. I've got a lovely singing voice. Well, you throw some things into the sea and maybe they wash up on shore one day. But you want something really good and forgotten. You take it to the Abbey. The Abbey's all about forgetting. Wouldn't be much forgetting if I told you about it, would there? Ha, that's what I get for asking directions in the middle of nowhere. And the company's welcome. Wait, aren't you the one who opened the gates? Much as folk here talk about it, you're probably good for a free drink at the inn. No, but I've heard that name a lot around here. I'm looking for the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. It's an obscure temple dedicated to Andra. I figured. Mostly just wanted to hear your accent. I'm a sucker for accents. Yeah, and you'll point the way in exchange for a stack of gold. Nice try. I'm a gift bearer. My job is to gather tokens of things people want forgotten and surrender them to the Lady of Lament. Anything that represents a moment or a memory someone wishes to leave behind. Well, love notes, awkward family heirlooms, bad poetry, the kinds of things you want to forget. Not exactly. That's the one. Best place to do that is the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. I might be here a while. Half the villagers have never heard of the Abbey, and the ones that have, no one knows where it is. So I'm trying to think of this as an extended holiday in a remote mining village that smells like fish. Andra's salty bed. You're serious. Why don't I come with you? I'm handy in a fight, and if you're going to Andra's most secret temple, you could use a gift bearer at your side. What? Oh, sorry. I must have been dreaming. No, it's nothing. Sorry, I shouldn't have bothered you. You told me about your awakening. I'm sorry about last night. There's something I should tell you. Good night. Well, I don't normally talk about this, but you mentioned your awakening. You don't mess around when you make enemies, do you? I don't normally talk about this, but I guess I've had a similar problem. There's something I remember from a former life. Happened hundreds of years ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. It's something terrible I did. A long time ago. And as a different person. But I remember it more clearly than anything. Happened while I was fighting in Old Valia 20 years ago. My unit was camped out in the palace we'd just taken. The others were roasting the last of the Marchesos pigs in the feast hall. So I went to the wine cellars to fetch a few bottles. I don't know how long she'd been hiding there, but there was this old woman. Must have been one of the servants. She had this wild look in her eyes. I approached her and tried to tell her not to be afraid, that she was safe. She screamed and grabbed my arm. I took a few bottles up with me, feasted with the rest of the troops. But when I went to bunk, I had a dream. Only it was more vivid than any dream I've ever had. I tasted the sweat on my lips, felt the jungle air on my skin, heard the cries. Anyway, I laid off the drink for several days, but I kept having the dream. After a few weeks, I thought a change of scenery might do me good. Since then, I've been a pirate in the Deadfire, a pilgrim in the White that Wends, an adventurer in the Living Lands, and a gift-bearer in a Shamadal. I told you I was looking for the Abbey of the Fallen Moon so I could leave something behind. There's a pool there, the Salt Well. It's where gift-bearers leave the heaviest burdens. It's said that a person can enter it and leave their own memories behind. That's the plan. At this point, I'd gladly give up all my memories if that's what it takes for peace in this life and the next. It was a war. Centuries ago, before Adiran unification. I was a soldier then. Led a campaign across the northern forests to subdue some of the outlying Kulklan villages. Brutal work. Lost a third of my forces to the forest, and another third to the elven scouts hiding in it. By the time we reached the first village, we'd crushed their defenses, and they'd bled us. Wasn't much more than children and the elderly left. But they spit on us when we marched into town, so I nailed every last one of them to the trees around the town and left them there to die. I never remembered more. That's what I kept telling the troops. But if I'm honest, I was angry. I wanted to see pain. And I wanted to be the one holding a blade. I've done my share of fighting these 40-odd years. But I've never drawn my blade just to watch someone bleed, and I've never drawn it on someone who didn't have his own in hand. So, you said the eyeless came from the Abbey. You told me about your awakening. Before we go any further, there's something I need to tell you. I guess we should be flattered that someone sent those things after us, but I would have preferred a card. I'd heard rumors of the eyeless, but I always thought that name was a metaphor, though I would have called them Mace Hands of Doom, if anyone had asked me. So this is the mysterious army you've been dreaming about, huh? It's a wonder you're getting any sleep. See, this is what I like about you. I'm regretting all of my decision-making up to this point. Still, I guess a suicidal plan is better than none. Ah, you wound me. Yeah, there's something I haven't told you. I know, it's just... well, knowing that I'm finally close to getting rid of this memory, it feels like it's crowding my head that much more. It's been with me for decades. Driven me halfway across the known world. But without makeup sex. It's time I told you what I did. This was 500 years ago, when Adir was a folk kingdom on one side and elven country on the other. They fought on and off before they joined. Now the folk and elven rulers marry to keep the peace. Right, the campaign. In their defiance, I saw months more of pointless, bloody battle as we fought for the rest of the region. I had to break them. And I had to send a message to the rest of the villages. The village elders surrendered and offered us lodging in the old meeting hall. And when the sun set, they tried to burn it down around us. They barely got a flame going. But that wasn't the point. Figured you'd understand, and would that I'd had your principles, so I've tried to tell myself. Anyway, we should get going. Don't I know it? Eventually, Adir and Kulklan united. The gentlefolk forgave each other for what they'd done to each other's people. It felt like someone had hit me in the back of my head. I blacked out for a few minutes, and when I came to, she was gone. That's the best I've been able to figure, but who knows? I asked the other troops. None of them had seen her. Like when you hear a song you know you've heard before. Something I've been saving for better days. You're right. It's here. The Salt Well. Hard to imagine a whole sect living out here. But I guess that's the point. Smells like an ocean breeze. We've got to be close. You know, I thought it'd be bigger. Gift bearers say the heaviest regrets and greatest sorrows get left here. So it better be. You know how when you've been thinking about something so long, you're worried that when you finally get it, it won't be what you expected. I mean, for all we know, that thing's just filled with leeches. Don't remind me. Okay, here goes. That was my soul, but it wasn't me. I was a different person, shaped by a different past. How long do I have to bear it to absolve myself? The rest of this life? Or another afterwards? You're right. Oh, that's cold. I think I'm going numb, actually. Oh, very funny. This is the right pool, isn't it? Hey, gift bearer or not, don't think I won't pull you in here, too. Yeah, just promise me we'll get a warm drink when... I've got it! Took this from the Marcheso's cellar the night I awakened. Been saving it for a special occasion. I forgot. I remember running, but I don't remember what chased me. And I remember fear, but I don't remember what scared me. And I gave something up, but I don't remember why. I'll feel better after a glass of wine. Me neither. But it feels like an improvement. I'll take your word for it. Good. Anything's better than this. I've endured it for decades. But it's the memory that haunts me. I just want peace. I just want to close my eyes for once and see nothing in the dark. I don't think I could do anything so awful now. I was afraid you'd say something like that. Maybe not. But it's worth a try. My parents always said that anything that seems too good to be true probably is. You spend so much time searching for a way to fix what's broken. You don't see that the fixing would only break something else. Only one thing left to do. Took this from the Marcheso's cellar the night I was awakened. One of the finest vintages there. Been saving it to celebrate my new start. I think it's time to open it. A few years past its peak. Good thing we're enjoying it now. Well, suit yourself. I won't let it go to waste. Time to make some good memories. The best burdens are the ones you share. Smells fresh. That can't be the salt well. A perfect memory for centuries. That's a long time to live with yourself. So you knew this Theos character ages ago. That right? What's that even like, remembering something from so long ago? That's what's got me thinking about Theos. Those Delamgons said he remembers everything. Torture. And from the gods he purportedly serves, no less. Whatever his mission, he's had a long time to work at it. I mean, can you imagine? Recalling centuries in perfect detail. Every lost love. Every failed dream. You ever wonder how that's changed him? Whether Theos would have chosen this path all those lifetimes ago if he'd known where it would lead? Me too. If he's in leagues with Woodica, I wouldn't be so sure. Maybe he'd have been worthier under different circumstances. I shouldn't expect you to have much sympathy for the man. What with the trouble he's caused you and so many others. There's usually a shady path that leads from one to the other. But I see your point, though I'm surprised you have any sympathy for him. He's made this life, and who knows how many others, difficult for you. Wish I knew what his reasons are. I'm not defending Theos. But I know what it's like to carry a burden you can't put down. Which makes me wonder why he's doing it. I thought I'd seen it all. But you've shown me things. About myself, about the world. I never could have imagined. I won't forget any of this. And that was what? A few 100 years ago? 1,000? That may be a mercy. Brace yourself for the day you find out. Well, brace yourself for the day you remember more. It's the answers you should fear. Oh, I suspect you'll find your answers. Just brace yourself for when you do. Then maybe he'll pay yet. If you find a way to send him back to Bereth's wheel. Remind me to never get on your bad side. Then may the gods have mercy on the rest of us. I'm not defending Theos. But I remember what it was like to carry a burden you can't put down. Those Delamgon mentioned a charge from the gods. Lady Webb told you he was allied with Woodica. What sort of aid would a god ask of a mortal? So Theos is doing Woodica's dirty work. Fair point. Other gods told you that he means to strengthen Woodica. But to what end? I suppose you're right. I guess we better move on if we mean to find out. I sure hope so. I know the feeling. She doesn't seem to let go of much, does she? You're right about that. That's fair. I'm here. Lead the way. Yep, got it. Sure thing. Just like old times. Anyone want to play dice? This reminds me of that time I crossed the white that wins. Alone. I was never any good at the quiet game. Bury me at sea. It'll be good to rest. Fitting end. Let's pass the bottle for a while. I'm not tired. Maybe I could use some rest. May Andra's tides wash over you. Rest well, my friend. Waves wash you to better shores. Be at peace, Aloth. Wish you'd made it home first. I'll chant one for you, buddy. Not a dare! Don't go like this, Palagina! We'll miss you, little guy. Hope you're nicer in the next life. Ooh, that'll leave a mark. Pull together! Get back up! Defend the fallen! You can do better, Aloth! Fight on, Sagani! Not now, Adair! Look out, Palagina! Why'd it get so quiet? Almost tripped over Haravius. I'll kick him, see if he's really down. Let's try that again. Woo! I'm flattered, but where would I put that? Whew. Good thing I sold most of my jewelry. I'll see what's ahead. Oh, and if I find something good, you can have half. That's gonna leave a scar. Little to the left! Whatever I said! I'm sure I didn't mean it! Oh, you see that? Come take a look. Watch your shoes. I'm gonna be sick. Damn, I lost it. I'll get it open. There we go. And I'm stuck. Can't get out of here. I'm really not ticklish. Thanks. I like you too. Wow. I forgot what it's like to travel with people. I see what you're getting at. I've got a few things on my mind. Follow me! Ulu Then! Moet Ixi Anath! Lavaru Bian Seek! Brith Ulikna! Afek Worthen Roth! Stand together! Join arms! Death to our enemies! Crafta Fila Thirlin. Quethe Silmes Mitum. Were they Bildan Sau? Croc 10! Sacre tu! Ixmaru! Muru Ixtenane, Pira Lura, Hie Mariku, Maruriavari, Tuli Murakari, Kanisi Moria, Vibaburitate, Kilawira Corte Tueria. The devil went down! Here's to a fresh start, Carrick. This is getting nowhere. That didn't work. Ha 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 ha! Missed! Take that! Ugh! You didn't see that. Look over there. No, really. Ugh! I just tasted breakfast. Almost had it. Just like you asked. Uh-huh. Tell me. Will do. Okay. Onward! I got this. Rest easy, Zawa. Zawa's enjoying himself. Maybe I should do this. Perhaps that's why Andra led me to you after all. Know what I love about travel? Learning new things about myself. Like my fear of heights. Raid Sarens aren't much for subtlety. Are those things here for us, or the iron flail? Reminds me of a carnivorous peat moss in the living lands. Gave off fumes that would melt your skin. This is why I really became a follower of Andra. She has the best monsters. Here's a side of Andra I've never heard of. You can see why I was ready to get out of this town. Once in the living lands? Who am I kidding? I've never seen anything like this. May Andra's tides wash them to peaceful shores. Andra's tides. Here's hoping the cold gets them before they reach a town. I knew the Abbey was a secret, but I had no idea. I don't think we've seen the last of Andra's secrets. In the old stories, Andra, goddess of the sea, fell in love with the moon. She pulled it into her embrace, and the world was shattered.